Hey, good morning from Disney's Animal Kingdom. We're going to spend the better part of the day here. No special plans. We're going to head to the safari first using our DAS pass. Hopefully we're going to get some good food today. We'll see if there's any new special treats for the anniversary and so on. But no special plans. We're going to probably spend about maybe a little bit over half a day here. There's a couple things we need to try and find. There's a walking path we're looking for we've never been on. Hopefully we'll get there. So let's go have some fun and let's get scooting. Okay, so we're going to go and reserve the Kilimanjaro Safari ride with our DAS. So we've opened up the app. Now we will scroll down to get to the disability. It opens up all the rides, and it used to separate parks. It no longer does, so she has to now scroll down to find the Kilimanjaro Safari ride, which it's right there in the middle. So now it opens up. She then touches on the request for the disability. I'm already marked off because I'm the disabled one. Now she checks off her name. She hits reserve, and it gives us a time once we confirm the party, and we are all set. We can go on the ride at 10:55, so we have about an hour to kill until then, but it's quite a walk to get back there, so we have a few things we can explore. When you first come into Animal Kingdom, before you get into the main area of the park, there are walking paths to get to more or less what is the main part of the park. And it's really pretty scenery here, except for the trash cans. But along this fence line here, there's usually some kind of either birds or ducks, or there's supposed to be a deer in here somewhere, but I don't think I've ever seen it. But they tell you what's inside, and you can look for. It's pretty nice. It's a nice little setup. And so here, there should be a Babirusa somewhere in there. But again, they could be sleeping. It's early. But there's all little different things you can see on your way trying to get to the main areas of the park. So Chantel found the deer, and I'm going to zoom in and trying to stay out of the heat. But just relaxing for the day. Smarter than us. So here we have a rhinoceros iguana, and look at that. He's a big boy. He's about the size of the deer. But he's just chilling, just relaxed there. He almost looks like a statue. There's supposed to be a wallaby in here somewhere, but
back there, I can see something. I just don't know if it's a tree or if it's him.
yeah, Chantel says she's not sure, but she thinks she sees it, but it's hard with the camera. But something that's really cool is they have ducks here in this pond, and there's a mesh fence right there so that the wallaby can't get over to the other side. But what they did was make a little opening so the ducks can swim back and forth. I think that's really cool, and again, it's just the way Disney does things. Some of the stuff has always been here, and we've never taken the time to go through, and I don't know if I can fit through there. But there's a little tunnel that goes through and out to the other side. But Chantel's going to walk through, and I'm going to ride around because I don't think I can fit through. So she's going to take the camera. There she goes. You can talk to me later.
Oh, how cute is this? Little bridge. Got through this one down there. So there is polls here, so depending on your ECV would be depending on if you can
actually cross that bridge. The bridge itself is pretty solid, like I wasn't moving around when I crossed it, but they did put these poles smack dab in the middle, so it does make it tight if you are in an ECV. And then we come out on the other side.
Once you come out of that little garden area, animals and stuff, you enter the main part of the park and you are greeted by the icon of the park. Directly in front of us in the center is the Tree of Life. Interesting fact about the Tree of Life, and we'll get a better video of it as we get closer and walk around it, but there are over 300 animals carved into the tree. It's really amazing. So we just popped into the Mercantile store as we have plenty of time before the safari ride. But one of our addictions with Disney, per se, is that we love coffee mugs. And Chantel just found an amazing coffee mug. And there's a chance I'll go home with it today, but not yet. And here it is. It is a Maleficent coffee mug. I've never seen this before. And it is just amazing. And I don't know, I'm going to ask her, can I have it? Oh, I got it, we'll see. That's a good thing. But here is the wall of coffee mugs. And we have about probably 30 or so coffee mugs. We don't need any more, but chances are we'll get one. I bought one yesterday at Epcot. It was a Groot one. I'll put that on my Instagram. Dumbo she has in her hand. There's just so many fun coffee mugs. Just like at the beginning of the park, throughout the park they have these little animal encounters. Here is the otters. Let's see if we can see any otters. And we're being told they're in the back. There they are. I will zoom in a little. There he is. It's not a real hot day yet, so they'll be probably playing in the water soon. But they're in the back on the land. Hopefully we'll see them swimming later. But there's so much detail that if you're just in a hurry to get to rides, you're going to miss all this stuff.
So one of the cool things about here in Africa is that they have amazing musicians that come out and just play. Sometimes they sing.
Welcome to Harambee. Welcome to Africa.
It's just awesome. I just love it when he plays.
Here's our delicious, hopefully, spiced potato meat pie with the two sauces. And we had a little pixie dust sprinkled on us. As they were in between menus, they gave us a cinnamon roll, a Mickey cinnamon roll, and did not charge us for it. So I'm going to give this a try, and let's see how this is. I'm going to dip this in the spicy one, the spicy sauce. And let's try it. This is really good. We've never had this before. It's got a little kick to it. It might be a little bit too much for Chantel, so she'll eat most of the cinnamon roll. But what do you think? Without the sauce. This is really, really tasty, and I'm glad we got it and tried it. Chantel's already cut up the Mickey cinnamon roll, so it's easier to eat for us. And I've had this before, but it's so delicious. Here we go. So here, if you can see that, it's full of cinnamon, icing, wonderful tastiness. It's still warm. This is so good. This is right outside the Kilimanjaro Safari ride. It's just a little place on the left if you ever in the Africa section. It's kind of tucked away, so it's never really super busy at this place. So I highly encourage you to try it. So I mentioned we got pixie dusted. Just for the people who are not super familiar with Disney, when you get pixie dusted, it's when a cast member does something for you that doesn't cost you any money because you didn't ask for it. So they call it getting pixie dusted. It can be something as simple as getting the cinnamon roll for free. When we were at Magic Kingdom a few weeks ago with some friends, his friend got pixie dusted and got an upgrade on his hotel. He got upgraded from a one-bedroom villa to a presidential suite because they didn't have enough. So you just don't ask to be upgraded or ask for anything. You just wait for the magic to happen, and that's what I refer to as the pixie dust. We checked in at the front to our Fast Pass. We go through the lightning lane. Now we will go all the way down to where we pick up the ride. While we're walking down there, Chantel will book our next ride, and we will be trying to get on Avatar Flight of Passage. I'll let you know how we did. We did get some success. She got us a 12:41 slot for Flight of Passage, so we will be in this line for a little bit, even though we are in the lightning lane. As we get closer to the front, they have a special section for the ECVs, wheelchairs, and we go to a separate truck than the rest of the people. One of the great things about this attraction is the way the ride goes through is the same every time, but depending on the time of day and the weather, whether it's cool or hot, is what animals you'll see. It's different every time. So as I said, we have our own little entrance. We are going through, and we will ride up to this side. So here's where the main ride loads. We will load up here. They have special trucks for disabled people, ones that hold wheelchairs. We will park our scooter right there on the other side of the fence because I can transfer, but not everybody can transfer. So they do have wheelchair capable, and other than that, the ride is exactly what everybody else sees. We are on the vehicle that's going to take us through, and we look up, and there is a guide for all the animals we could see. They don't guarantee we're going to see them all, but here we go. They're loading us up. So we are heading into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Just a quick interesting fact about this attraction. It's going to be very bumpy. The Imagineer who developed this whole ride took rides out on the road, and he put a cup of coffee on the dashboard and kept going through and having the road changed until he went through, and by the time the ride was over, his coffee cup was empty. He wanted all the coffee to splash out. He wanted it as real as possible to being in the Harambe and vehicles that would take you around on a safari in Africa. We have some black rhinos right here. There's two of them. They're just chilling out.
Rhinos are actually made out of keratin, which is the same substance that your hair and your fingernails are made of.
The driver does a great job of explaining what we're seeing, and sometimes there are some little
Up here to the
interesting
right, we have
facts
a
about the
mix of
animals.
The greater kudu and the bongos, all the way up the hill to the right. Now the bongos are known to be the ghosts of the forest. They are that darker cream brown shaded animal. And then the greater kudu that you can kind of see between these trees hiding there is the light cream with white striped animal. See a bunch of them here to our left.
Here we are coming up to the hippos.
We do have a baby hippo there too, if you can
There
spot
is a
it.
baby hippo in there.
Now, hippos can't just breathe underwater when they're sleeping. They actually bob their heads and come up about every 8 minutes.
And there's the
That
baby
is
on the
a
right.
natural instinct that they've developed for themselves.
See if we can get a better view as we drive by.
Hippos are also one of the most dangerous and territorial animals in Africa. But that is because they like protecting one another. They like ensuring they stay safe. A group of hippos is actually called a float.
And there's the baby.
Got our Nile.
Here comes some Nile crocodiles. These babies are huge.
The Nile crocodiles can grow to be as long as 16 feet. They can also live to be over 40 years old, and they can consume half of their body weight in just one
Who wants to
sitting.
go pet one?
Popular
We're entering
and
the
well-known
savannah,
animals from Africa,
where hopefully
like
we'll
the
see a bunch of
giraffes
animals
and
here.
our zebras.
I know they've had some baby giraffes and other animals, but let's see what we see.
Right here to
You
the
can see
right,
one of the
this
other vehicles
small
up there.
Taurus antelope is our springbuck, and if you look back there to the right and between those bushes and trees, those are white-bearded wildebeest. Hopefully we'll get a better view of these animals here. But the springbuck to our right can actually leap.
Here we come up
To the
to
left,
some
we do have
giraffe.
some more of those Maasai giraffes. They're actually using their prehensile tongue in order to grasp onto the things up in the trees and down in those bushes.
That's the type of giraffe.
Now the wildebeest to the right over there, they're those right between those palm trees, are related to the bovine
These are
family,
Ankole
which also
cattle.
includes buffaloes and bison.
Did you see it?
Inside
got an
of those
itchy
large
neck.
horns, their blood does circulate.
More elephants. They're really out today.
Right there to the
They're
left.
huge,
yeah,
but they're beautiful animals. And as we come around the corner, we should have a better view.
You will start seeing some more of those baobab trees here as well. Sometimes these elephants will use their trunk in order to pick up dirt and
On a
sand
real
from
hot
the
day,
ground.
we've
They'll
seen them in
actually
the
slap
water.
it right on their backs, acting
not
as
today.
a natural sunscreen for them.
We're coming into the area where the lions are.
Sometimes we can spot
And
our lions resting at the top
he's up
of
there.
those rocks. We'll stop from the side so you can get
He's
a better
crashed.
view here, too.
And there's Mama.
We do have a male to the left and the females to the right.
That's great. Sometimes you don't see them. Today,
He's not. No, honey.
we
that
see
was
them.
the movie, not this one. It's fine. It's just
Now the male lions will typically stay at home protecting those cubs.
Both females
Oh, I
are
do want to point out, those are white rhinos over there to the right. And just back there, that small forest antelope is the baby rhino.
There is a baby.
look at the rhinos.
We have two babies actually.
Oh,
One's behind
he's
that tree to the right and
right
one's right
there.
next to her mama.
And then the other one is right
Actually,
there
excuse me,
next
that
to
might be
her.
her sister.
Look at the two
Oh,
babies.
look at the baby walking
You're
up.
getting a good picture, Ben.
And the bontebok is just laying to the left of them back there.
Are they so cute?
We're coming up on the
These
last
goats are
section, and it's the
climbers,
Mugati
and they're also very
dwarf
fun
goats.
social animals.
This is actually a fairly new exhibit. It's only been here for a couple of years.
They also do hold a very valuable
And
and
I don't know,
sweet
maybe you can
goat.
do some goat yoga with them. Who
If
knows?
you would like to see one more up close or possibly pet one, you can go over.
Chantel says yes, she wants to go do goat yoga
Take
with
the
them.
train, and there
They
is
are
a
cute.
Small petting zoo here.
We found this little trail we've never been on, and this trail goes up to the Tree of Life. So we're going to go check it out. Come along for the ride. and we will see what we can see. Hopefully it gets us a nice up close view of the animals. There's also kind of like overlooking the river. Every now and then a boat will come through and there's a band on the boat. So as you can see, like I said, there's all kinds of animals carved into the tree. And we're just going to go in here and see what's through here. A lot of intricate carving. We have a shark. And again, this is our first time. I've never been through this. And I am at a dead end. So hang on, I'm going to stop while I try to maneuver and turn around. Okay, we're turned back around and back on a path that I can get through. I stopped at a really good spot where you can see a lot of the animals carved into the tree. Oh, it looks like a Maine lobster. Making me hungry now. So again, just a little different angle. I know I'm spending quite a bit of time on this, but there's really so much to take in. You know, I don't want to miss anything, and I probably will. There's a cool bat up there. And next to that lobster I was just talking about is an owl. Again, we've just moved about only 20 feet to see a little different side. And it's just amazing. I know I keep saying that, but I've never taken the time to look this close before. And another angle. We moved up at about another 25 feet. And again, really cool. And they've added a waterfall here. So we entered this path when you come into the park and you're coming down into this area of Discovery Island. As soon as you pass Creature Comfort, which is the Starbucks at Animal Kingdom, there's a little obscure path to the right. And as we exit, I'll show you where you can enter from the other side. So we're gonna zoom. Again, I don't think I said it, but I probably did. But I am on my new scooter issued by the VA. Very happy to finally have gotten it. And the exit is right at the Adventurers Outpost. It's also at the exit of Bug's Life. Tough to be a bug. So if you're walking by in this area, take the time out of your hustle and bustle busy day. Stop running to the next ride and take your time and walk around the Tree of Life. Trust me, it's worth it. If you're looking for just a little bite to eat, this is the 8 Spoon Cafe. Now let's see if I can zoom in. Baked macaroni and cheese, a pulled pork jelly donut sandwich, and they have another baked macaroni and cheese. So that first one was with pulled pork, and the second one over here on the right is nothing on it. And then they have the Mickey pretzels, the assorted chips, and it's a cute little place. Again, it's just a little walk up, quick service place to grab something to eat and a cold drink. At the Smiling Crocodile, and see if I can get into the menu. But I am going to try the pulled pork street tacos. And I don't know what she's going to try. So we will see when we get our food. There's loud music playing in the background, so I can't hear her right now. So there's another one of these just little places. The last place I talked about is right there. We're coming into the center of Discovery Island, and Flame Tree Barbecue is right behind me. I got the pulled pork tacos, and she got the chicken. They're both street tacos, and they come with chips and salsa, a little bit of lime, and let's try them. So they're double-walled tacos. They've got a little cabbage on it. Mine are pulled pork. We're gonna take a little bit of the salsa. Try to just take a little bit. Looks really good. And give this a shot. These are really flavorful, very good. We've never had these before, so I'm glad we tried them. I've talked about the detail of different sections, just in the trees. They have all the little plant life that you would see in the movie, the sound effects, even the daytime speakers and light fixtures. So we are scanned in through the lightning lane, and we are off. I'm going to speed up a little because the scooter struggles at slow speeds, and hopefully you can see around as I'm driving. I will not be videoing once we are inside. But again, the attention to detail, I keep saying it, but that's okay. It's really cool. Hello. Ooh, I hear water. There's waterfalls coming up. It's a really pretty queue line. Luckily, we don't have to stand in the standby line, as it can get very hot in these lines outside. And there's the standby line. It's way over here. Hey, there's my new fans. Woo woo! So I met that group of that family a little while ago, and they all started to follow me. So we're going through still. Wow, the light's not too bad. So I'm gonna try to keep videoing until I get up to I can't video anymore. Again, it's nice and cool in here now. Hello. And in through the doors and up the ramp. I will see you guys when I get out. We just rode Flight of Passage, and one of the things I noticed is now that all the restrictions from COVID have been lifted, that they've added the sprays of water back to the ride, which make it more realistic. It's such a fun ride. It's the second best ride on property. Still not better than Guardians of the Galaxy, but a great ride. If you have like motion sickness problems, it might be a little rough. They say fair heights. It does have some areas where it feels like you're really up high. I'm afraid of heights and I don't have a problem with it. But overall, it's a great ride. And again, so happy to have the water sprays back, the 4D of the ride. So as we're finally out of all this COVID crap, things are looking up. Okay, we came back to the store and we got, well, we're in the line. Here's the mug for me. And as you can see, it has Disney's Animal Kingdom inside. And Chantel is getting, this is really cute, So that's what we're getting. And I'm getting a new keychain for my scooter key. My daughter would be very happy with that choice. So we are getting ready to eat some lunch, and we did the mobile order, but we are at Flame Tree Barbecue, the best quick service restaurant at Animal Kingdom. And we got the baked macaroni and cheese with pulled pork and a basket of onion rings. And we did the quick. So one of the things we like about Flame Tree is the seating. Everybody fights to get their seats up here, but there's a nice path and there's all different areas of covered seating here. And the food is excellent, which you'll see in a minute. I'm following Chantel, who has our food, and we will go find a little place to sit. We got the baked macaroni with pulled pork, and there's coleslaw on it, and we got the onion rings. We've had the pulled pork before with the baked mac and cheese, and we know it is delicious, so we got it again. One of the entertainments they have I talked about earlier is on the river, the band. We caught it.
Discovery Island Drummers! Hi! Welcome to the National Celebration!
Well, that concludes our day today. Before I talk a little bit about what we want to do, I want to give a shout out to that family who we met at, where did we meet them first? At the Kilimanjaro Safaris. And they asked me what YouTube page I was. And then we ran into them at Avatar, and as I was coming up the ramp, they're the group that cheered for me. So shout out to you guys. Please, if you guys see this, hit me up in a comment so I know you guys are on here, and I appreciate the love. We had a great day. We tried new food that we hadn't tried before. We went on rides that we've been on before. I spoke about it earlier. The water spray coming back on Avatar, the Flight of Passage. They eliminated that during COVID, and so to have that back is like really closure for some stuff here. Flame Tree Barbecue, great as always. Got our coffee mugs, and I've said this a few times in my other videos, but living so close now to Disney, we're done for the day. We're gonna head home. We'll be back. We don't have to spend the whole day here anymore running around crazy. But when you're in the parks, take the time to look at the detail. Disney went through a lot of effort to have the little details I showed you in the lampposts, and there was other things I pointed out. So hope you all enjoyed this video. We're heading out until we scoot again.